I swear I'm not greasy. I just did my skincare, so if it looks like I'm oily, it's because I just moisturized. Hello everybody, I'm Allie, also known as Avocado Allie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what it was like to be in Teen Vogue. I have never modeled before. I have no modeling experience, but Teen Vogue reached out to me and asked if they could do a feature on me. It's still very surreal. It's weird that I'm even making this video right now, but I'm just gonna give you a little backstory about how they reached out to me, what the process of shooting the photo shoot was like. I also have some footage that I'm going to show you of behind the scenes. So back in May, I got an email from the art director, Emily, and she essentially was like, hey, do you want to be in Teen Vogue? We'd love to feature you. And I was like, I mean, who would say no to being in Teen Vogue? Obviously, yeah. So later on, when I did meet Emily, I asked her how she found me. And as I suspected, she did find me on TikTok from one of the TikToks that I had go viral recently. She saw me speaking about PCOS and she wanted to feature me for PCOS Awareness Month, which is August. So basically, Emily and I emailed back and forth for a few months to get my measurements, just to kind of talk over logistics. And then in July, I went to New York and I did the photo shoot in Brooklyn. Kind of interesting to see. It was this area of Brooklyn where like all of the buildings were very industrial, and I think it was just like for photographers and for filming movies and shows. It was pretty cool. I'm gonna list everyone in the description, but on set it was myself. Oh my god, that is such a loud car. I felt so official because they emailed me a call sheet and I was the talent, which was just like such a surreal experience. But basically it was on the set, it was myself, the photographer, the photographer's assistant, hairstylist, the makeup artist, the art director, editor, I think her title was the editor, and my sister was there, and then my friend Maddie, who lives in Brooklyn, ended up stopping by for part of it. It was a full 8-hour day, and for anyone who's curious, because I know I was not compensated for this because it was an article about me. It was a feature about me, and I think that goes against like journalistic integrity to be paid to have an article written about you. At least that's what I've read. So I was not compensated, which is fine because the opportunity was amazing. The exposure is amazing. Like the fact that they weren't monetarily paying me was never a deterrent because this is such a big opportunity. But I know a lot of people were wondering that. So no, I did not get compensated with money. Like I said, so it was an 8-hour day, and the first 2 hours or so were hair, makeup, figuring out the outfits, which was the best part for me. Like the clothes on set, oh my god, the clothes were so beautiful, and there were so many other outfits that we didn't get around to that I would have loved to wear, but every single outfit that was chosen for me was like perfection. So many like pinks and greens and just like blues and bright colors, and they were playing off of like the pink that I had in my hair at the time. The like vision board that they had for the hair was just like big, very like 80s themed hair, which I was obsessed with. It was just like so my vibe. Everything was like something I would personally wear. I just really didn't think it would go so great, and I didn't really have expectations, but I didn't think it was going to be so positive and just so amazing to be on set with all of these people who are like, we want you to be you. We want you to be true to yourself because this is an article about you. And every little thing, like they were like, don't take out your septum piercing, that's true to you. And I was like, oh, I have this really silly tattoo, like maybe I should avoid it being in some of the shots. And they were like, no, that's like unique to you. And along the way they asked my opinion about everything. Like they wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable and confident. And when I told them everything was so my style and that I would personally wear all of the pieces, they actually like thought that was very important. They really cared, and they wanted to make sure that I wasn't like pretending to be somebody else. Like I don't know. It was just honestly, it was just so amazing. Something also that just made me feel so comfortable was the stylist and I had the exact same measurements. So I wasn't like walking into a room where I felt like an outsider for like my size. I didn't feel weird, like I'm in these beautiful clothes, but I'm fat and I'm super hairy. But then at the same time, they're like, you're fat and super hairy. That's part of you. And we want to feature that. And there were times when we were shooting that they were like, oh, we haven't shown your leg hair enough, but not in like in a weird exploitative way where they wanted to be like really emphasize my leg hair, but they were like, that's part of you and we want to make sure we feature it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. So considering that I have absolutely no experience modeling, like I said, all of the experience I have has been photographing and recording myself with a tripod. Once in a while, maybe a family member will help me, but for the most part, everything you see of me on social media is I take myself. I have no experience modeling or being in front of a camera. What was interesting about not being the one photographing myself is that I'm so used to a viewfinder and I'm so used to seeing what I'm doing as I'm doing it that it was kind of weird for me to like pose and not instantly know or not have that like reference to know what I looked like in the moment. I was surprisingly comfortable in front of the camera. I really didn't know what to expect going into it because like I said, I have no experience. So my sister and my friend were the best camera women, but unfortunately, I don't know what setting they used on my camera, but that didn't capture any audio. Either you're watching the video with my voiceover or with video, but I am glad that I was able to capture some behind the scenes footage. It's really cool for me to look back on. I find it interesting. Hopefully you find it interesting as well. I had big plans to record myself more, but honestly, it was just so fast. Everything happened so fast. And honestly, no matter how much preparation you do for these kinds of things, it just like happened so fast. And I truly just like didn't have the time to sit down and record. I hardly got any footage of anything else, but I did it, and the article is out, which I will link below. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. It was such a cool opportunity. Like, the clothes were just amazing, and I am just so thankful. And I never could have imagined I would have an opportunity like this. Oh my God, the teenage me would be dying right now. Know that someone like me is being represented in like a pretty major magazine, one that traditionally followed very strict beauty standards. In fact, that they wanted to feature me, they wanted to show someone who has PCOS, but also just is unapologetic and is questioning societal norms, and to show me for me, not edited. From what I can tell, the photos don't appear to be edited at all. You can see my bumps, my belly rolls, you can see my skin texture. It's just me. It's just me. I don't think younger me would ever imagine that I would have an opportunity like this. I grew up hating myself. I grew up embarrassed of my body type, of my body hair. I never felt beautiful when I was little. And, you know, society really didn't want me to feel beautiful. All of representation in media was thin women. And even as a kid, when I was my thinnest, I've never been a skinny person. Just to be able to be representation for anybody, but also people like just knowing that there's anyone there, I mean, of any age, but also just thinking of like younger girls or boys or whatever, like younger people who maybe just don't fit traditional beauty standards, or like maybe they have really thick arm hair that they were bullied for, like I was. And then to see someone who looks like me, who looks like them, who represents them in some way, is just, I am so grateful. I could go on forever, but I don't know. This has just been a crazy experience. And now I am officially a model. Oh my God, I could go on forever. Many pictures when I was younger where I laying on my side and like, I just wanted to be a model so bad. And when I got a little older, I still had a desire to be a model, but I was like, I could never. And later on, when I was like in my like late teens, early 20s, when there was more representation of like plus size bodies, I remember thinking, I have a belly roll that's like pretty prominent. I could never model. And then I got a little older and I stopped shaving and I was like, I could never be a model. I don't shave. I have a belly roll. I have a unibrow. Just to have this opportunity, even if this is my only modeling opportunity ever, which I hope it's not. I hope I get more opportunities. I thought the process was so fun. But to just have this one opportunity is like, I can't even express how amazing. I just feel so lucky. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for listening to me ramble. If you want to read the Teen Vogue article, the article is below and I will be crediting everybody involved. And that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for the support. I've gotten so many people reaching out to me and just saying the kindest words, and thank you so much. And if you just somehow came across this video, thank you for watching. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day.